Hey guys, it's Nimbus. I am back today with another video. Today we are going to be using our Celtic Tarot. It's a pretty cool deck. It actually has a pretty thick book. All the pages are in full color and everything. It's actually really nice. But yeah, I really enjoyed this deck. There is a little bit of nudity, so I have to be a little mindful of what I show. So if I cover anything up, that's the reason. But yeah. Yeah. Before I get started, I wanted to mention the ongoing genocides that are occurring currently. If you guys feel the need to tip or donate to me because of this video, please send that money over to help people on the ground in Gaza, people in Sudan, people in the Congo, people who are dealing with these genocides and slavery and various things that are happening that are terribly insane to be happening in 2023 all over this world. So if you feel so called to tip me during this reading or at all, I would urge you to join me in donating to the people of Gaza, people of Sudan, the people of the Congo, and please keep speaking up about these things. Please make sure you contact your representatives. Please make sure that you are doing the work in spreading this information and making sure that people are hearing about this. It's not enough that, some people are talking about it and getting drowned out. We need everybody to be speaking up about all of these things. The United States is funding these things all over the world at this point. The United States still occupies Hawaii and still occupies Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is still a territory. Let's remember that this is not far removed. We are not removed from any of this. We are still a colonial power. The United States is still a colonial power. I say we because we as Americans live in the United States of America, and we as white Americans especially have a duty to speak up currently about the things that are happening because, again, this is our fault. With that being said, please join me in donating to organizations and places that are on the ground in these places to actually help the people, and make sure that you do research into where this money is actually going when you donate it, because otherwise some of it or all of it might not go to where you are intending it to. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, I do want to get started with this reading. I don't in any way want to make this about my reading and how my reading could help anything. I want to try to raise money, and I don't know any other way to raise money than having people who are going to tip me send it to these charities instead, and these organizations who are actually helping these people, So I feel like that's a good way at least to get started. If somebody has a correction, if I am going about this in a wrong way, I would love to hear about it. However, hate will not be tolerated, and I am doing this out of good faith. I'm not trying to profit off of anything right now. I'm not trying to profit off of the situation right now. I want you, whoever is watching this, if you can, to donate to the people who need the money. I will be donating the money anyway, so just join me in doing that in the first place. That way, that way you feel better about where your money went. You know what I mean? That's my point. With that being said, We cannot stay quiet about these things, and we need to keep speaking up. We have to be the voices of the people who cannot speak up about these things. Gaza doesn't have any electricity, doesn't have any food, doesn't have any water, doesn't have any medicine. Their hospitals keep being bombed. Civilians keep being like unalived in the hundreds. 400 people were murdered. I think that was yesterday in the Jabalia refugee camp in Gaza. But that was all just to make sure one Hamas member got killed. Curiouser and curiouser, man. Anyway, please keep an eye on Palestine. Keep an eye on the Congo. Keep an eye on Sudan. Please keep talking about these things. Please find people who know about these things, who have very clear information about it. I am a very much secondhand source for a lot of these things. I know a lot of like what's going on, but I do not know details, and I don't know like specifics. So like, as I know that, you know, what's going on in Palestine has not been happening for just 2 weeks. It's been much longer than just 2 weeks. So like, that's, you know, I'm still very much learning about all of this stuff, as well as a lot of people are. But I know how important it is to at least be the voice and spread the information. There is a lot of people who are talking clearly about these things that would benefit you and myself, that those are the voices who are sharing that kind of information. You know what I mean? It's important to get people talking about it, but it's also important to point people to the sources who have the actual information and who are very clearly communicating that information. So again, please go find those people. There's plenty of people on TikTok. I'm sure there's plenty of people on YouTube. There's been people on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, Twitter, everywhere. So you will be able to find somebody for any of these issues. So yeah, so please be aware of these things. I don't mean to scare anybody. This reading will most likely not be about any of this. It will most likely just be a regular, you know, what is it, November 4th. So it'll probably just be an early November check-in. It's this is the year that it's time for white people to really start speaking up at family dinners. If your racist uncle keeps spewing that racist shit, it's time for him to understand that he's completely wrong for that shit. That's it. If you ruin family dinner, you ruin family dinner. At least it was for a good cause. I have warned my family already. I'm like letting y'all know. If any of these things come up, I am ready. I am ready to grab my to-go plate and ruin dinner. I am ready. I will be doing that. Like, I am so, anyway, I don't want to get into this, but like, I will gladly just ruin the night. If they want to be racist, they already ruined my night anyway. So I'm about to fuck your energy up too. Now we're all gonna have a fucked up Christmas time. Womp womp. Anyway, with that being said, no, for real though, because I would do that and then come home and just, all right, let's cleanse. Merry Christmas. Anyway, yeah, so with that all being said, please do not forget to speak up for those who do not have a voice right now. There's a lot of stuff happening all around the world, and there's a lot of stuff that we all need to really speak up about and really make sure people hear that we're not going to let it happen anymore. There's been too much of America and presidents and leaders in America deciding that the people want this. The people want to go to war all this time. People want this genocide to happen in 3 different countries around the world right now. The people want this stuff to happen. Whole time, the people all over the world, not just in the United States, are coming out in the thousands, if not 10,000s, if not hundreds of thousands. Turkey had 1.5 million people the other day. You had 1.5 million people in one place gathering in solidarity for Palestine. And you telling me that this is still the will of the people? There's been tens of thousands in every city all over the United States telling the president to stop. We have to keep speaking, and we have to make sure that he hears the words ceasefire now everywhere. We have to keep saying it constantly, because there's no reason for all of the people in the United States, all of the tax-paying citizens, to be saying ceasefire now, and for the government to go, okay, so I want all of the rest of this to stay in secret so that nobody knows what's going on. What? What? Anyway, with that all being said, let's get started on this reading. We are going to breathe for a couple of minutes, so if you guys would like to breathe with me, let's get started. Otherwise, I will put right here where to skip ahead to, and you know the drill. So if you guys would like to, put your hands flat on the table in front of you or flat down in your lap. Place your feet flat on the floor and go ahead and close your eyes. We're gonna breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. So whenever you're ready, close your eyes and we're gonna get started. Breathe in and out. 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 Breathe in, last one, and out. Just breathe here for a minute normally, keeping your eyes closed. Release any tension that you may have within your body, in your shoulders, in your neck. In your hips, wherever else you have tension. Alright guys, and whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. If you guys need to pause it, go ahead and pause it now. Otherwise, we are going to get started. And yeah. Really quick before I get started, if you guys would like to, I, as always, have my website open. My one-on-ones are open if you guys would like to book with me. Yeah, everything is, my website will be down below and everything is on my website. So without any further ado, let's get started with our Celtic Tarot. Of course, we are going to do our Pride message at the end as well, or at least after the Celtic Tarot. So yeah, I'm excited. All right. That didn't work right. Spirit, what messages do you have for us for this mid-November check-in? Or early November check-in. My fault. It is November 4th. I know what day it is. I know stuff. Anyway. But yeah. I am going to move this over here because I don't think I'll be using it as much as... Okay, let me do this one more time. Spirit, what is our message for this early November check-in? This is such a struggle for no reason. Oh my goodness. Spirit, what is, there we go. What is the message? What are the messages for this early November check-in? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna push right to the floor. The Druid, number 5, which is the Hierophant. Sorry, oh my god, I just... The Chariot reversed. She is a little bit nude. This is there's the energy of like the motion has kind of like like really just stopped, and it's like the way that you're going. The path that you've been on is the path, but like the way that you've been walking it might not be the most beneficial for you. I'm not going to say that it's bad because I don't see, there's not really anything negative showing up about this. It's really just like, we got to steer you this way instead. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel... One card at a time, please. The Tower did just, the Tower and the Lovers were just up, were just flipped over. Those could be significant. Sorry, I'm like... It's a very like thick, the energy feels very gloopy. Like it's very like gooey. Like if you ever made slime when you were a kid, like in science class where you just mixed glue and cornstarch or whatever it was. Maybe some waters. I'm sure there was some water in there too. But like if you ever felt that, it's like it almost, like the energy is like almost like somebody's trying to talk through that to me right now. Like it's very... Two of Cauldrons just came out. It's very, yeah, it's very like... Okay, so like, this isn't what the Two of Cups is, but this is what I'm talking about. Two like very different things are happening, it seems like. So again, not the actual meaning of Two of Cups, and I know that, but like it's almost like the way that you need to go about this is in a way of union between, not union, balance between masculine and feminine, but also like balance between the things that you know and the things that you know that you don't know, or that you don't know that you don't know. Like there's a balance that needs to come from the knowledge that you have and gaining more knowledge, or knowing that you have enough knowledge, or, you know, it's never enough knowledge, but like knowing that the knowledge that you have is sufficient. You know what I mean? Like, because like there's always room to grow, and there's always room to like change your course. But like, this doesn't feel like a change of course. This feels like it's more, well, okay, a change of course is a redirection, but this feels more like a redirection as opposed to like, you're doing it wrong, go over here instead. Like, this feels like you're still doing the same kind of thing, but since you're like veering off this direction, it's like starting to go a little bit off. You know, not wrong, not bad, not negative. You're not losing power, you know, you're not losing your gifts. You're not, you know, you're not in toxic situations. I mean, you know, somebody could be. I'm not saying that you're just not, but like, it's not, I'm not seeing that this change is, it's not like right goes into a pit of snakes and left goes to heaven. It's like, it's like right goes to this thing that you keep saying that you wanted, but left goes to this new thing that you keep saying that you want. So like, which are you going to choose? Are you going to go with the thing that you started to manifest before, when the things that you wanted were a little bit different? Or are you going to go with the things that you're thinking of now that you really want currently, because of the way that you are thinking of things now? Are you going to let this like halt in motion? Are you going to let it like stop you? Or are you going to like try to like figure out how to live in the balance of, you know, learning these things, or, you know, finding, you know, finding that it King of Swords. The King of Swords, he knows how to execute a plan. He knows how to, he knows exactly how to be logical in a way that's going to get the results that he wants. I mean, he's going to make sure that the work that gets done is the work that gets him exactly where he wants to go, period. Whatever happens to other people happens. He's in charge of his people and his people alone. You know what I mean? So he's here, like the King of Swords is here to remind you, like, you gotta keep being logical about these things. If it feels like it's off, it probably is. If you feel like something needs to change, it probably does. You know, if something or someone feels like they're toxic, they are. It is. And with this Eight of Wands, it almost feels like from the outside looking in, like you're almost like you see what is happening and how you're setting yourself up for what you want. And you see how if you do it this way, you could get these things instead. But it's almost like this whole thing of like, well, but if I change it to this, then I mess this up, because then I don't get this, but then I get this, and that's fine. But then that's kind of where the King of Swords needs to come into play for you to make the decision and like actually like which way are you gonna go. The Two of Cauldrons to me currently, again, is almost like, it's kind of like, you know that this chance that you could be taking would be a great choice. But it also feels like this new choice that you could be making might be a little bit too scary for you right now, because you just got used to the things that you were doing before. And trust me, I get it. But, and I was just, I think I just recorded another video about this, about changing while you are manifesting. Because as you change, the things that you want change. and the things that you feel like are necessary also change. So of course the manifestations that you have are going to change, even if that's just from, you know, say you wanted to move to Spain because whatever happened, but now, you know, say you already lived in the United States, say you wanted to move to Spain, and, you know, say now instead you just moved to the other side of your state. You know, it's not a bigger move, and it's not like you're not going further, but you're also like, you also changed the plan. So like now the plan has to be reworked in order to get to this new spot that now you want to get to, right? So it's not necessarily about like, oh, I'm never gonna get these things. It's quite literally like, well, you just changed it up. You gotta be patient now more than ever because you just changed it up. Like, you know, the universe isn't punishing you for changing. The universe is quite literally, yeah, exactly. 8 of Cauldrons. There's a little bit of like, I don't want to say uncertainty because it's not really uncertainty, but there's, it's not uncertainty because these are all filled. You know what I mean? He has his back to him, and it's not, okay, uncertainty was the wrong word. What word am I looking for? It's like, because uncertainty is definitely not the right word. I do not know why that kept coming out. It's like this feeling of like knowing that things are gonna work out, but not knowing how. Like he is trusting that these are gonna stay filled. They're right side up. They're on the ground. They're level. They shouldn't fall over. They shouldn't fall over. So it's almost like this energy of like, you just got used to like letting control go, like letting the control go of like how it's gonna look and like how you're gonna get there. But like at the same time, like now that it changed, you're getting a little bit impatient again. And it's like you have to just keep reminding yourself like, no, like I changed my mind. Like now I have to wait a little bit longer for these things to come in. This isn't, you know, again, this isn't a punishment. This isn't like, you know, you didn't do anything like just wrong. You know, you're not, you know, it's nothing insane. It's quite literally just, there's always more work to be done. But especially if you change, there's going to be more work to do because now you're a different person who's asking for different things. Yeah, King of Cauldrons. Let me see how to... Okay, King of Cauldrons. Yeah, I mean, you have to know how to navigate your emotions, how to navigate all of the things that happen to you, even when you don't want to. It's not enough to be okay with the way that things work out. You have to like actually accept it and like actually like live with that. You know what I mean? Like if there's any bit of uncertainty or doubt or anything like that that you've gotten through this, spirit will pick up on that and spirit will try to show you that. Like that's why people who are like, nope, I'm past it, I'm done, get all of the triggers because they're not past it, they're not done, and there's still a lot of work to go. You know, I mean, let's see what this one says. 2 of Wands. Let's hold it up here. 2 of Wands. It's definitely... there's definitely the energy of I know I always say that there's a decision to be made, but there's always a choice. And we always have a choice, no matter what. There's always the choice to do what people are telling us to do, or the things that, or to do the thing that our mind is telling us to do, right? Or right versus wrong, whatever, however you want to call it. But here, hang on one second. Just look at it this way. There's a river and there's a dragon. You can either slowly carve out your path and slowly work along whatever grass and whatever ground you're on and carve your path and do what you got to do and make it happen as a river would. Or you can simply take your fire breath and tear shit down and burn it all down. I mean, you really can do it either way. Like, again, there's one decision that would be better for you over the others, simply because everybody has their own personality, everybody has their own things that they like more, everybody's their own person. So of course, you know, not everybody is going to pick the same things or for the same reasons, you know what I mean? Four of Wands. There's definitely a need for the driving force to be something that's like almost new. Like, not new, like new to you almost. So like things, you know, one card at a time, please. You know, so not necessarily something that just came out this year, but like could be something that like, you know, made a resurgence this year, or, you know, something like that. Exactly. What did I just say? Something that made a resurgence this year. Rebirth. And that's beautiful. See, I didn't even notice this about this card. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Look at all the people. That's your spirit team. That's your ancestors walking behind you, walking with you, going everywhere with you, making sure that you have what you need. So whenever this gets hard, you got to remember, like, yes, there's Ace of Cauldrons reversed. There might be things that I know need to change, that, you know, I'm working towards and I'm trying to figure out the solution. But Spirit wants to remind you, like, sometimes you can't work towards that. Sometimes you have to understand that you have to let it go. You're going to have to let go of the control of how it's going to happen and let it just happen. You know, it's not easy. You know, it's definitely going to be one of those things that takes a lot of energy to actually figure out, and a lot of trial and error to actually get it. But it's also one of those things that you just, once Spirit shows you that, it's either you figure it out now or you don't, and you get left behind, you know. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's awesome. But yeah, let's get started with our Pride message real quick. I'm excited to see what this is today. Let's see what our Pride message is for early November. Okay, support. You are loved. Support. You are never alone. Support systems can be found in the most unlikely and unexpected places. It's worthwhile looking for some, so long as it feels safe and right for you. And it restores your faith in yourself. Spirit, what other early November messages do we have? Courage pop. Courage soda. Soda pop. Courage. The road will be long, hard, and occasionally ugly. Facing your fears is part of the journey, and if you time it right, it can take you to higher places within yourself and beyond. All right, Spirit, can we get one more, please? We got calmness. It says love and let love. Calmness. Take a step back from chaos and interruption. Take a step back from chaos and interruption. Observe your thoughts from a safe distance and find peace on the outer boundaries of concern and self-doubt. I think that's perfect because this wasn't, none of the energy about this reading seemed like frantic or like panicked or like anything bad. Like I keep saying, there's nothing, okay, I'm sure somebody is going through something negative right now. Like obviously the world is in shambles right now. But this reading is very much like, support, courage, calmness. Through this, you're already going through a rebirth. Why not rebirth into something so much greater than you ever thought you could possibly be to 4646? Why wouldn't you just rebirth yourself into the best version of yourself that you could ever possibly be and be better than you ever imagined? Do things that you never thought that you would be able to do, like, yeah, I think for me, for this reading, I would keep reminding myself that no matter what the decisions I need to make, as long as I know that where I'm heading is for my best interest and for my highest good, for the good of all and the harm of none, if I'm doing all this with love in my heart and just wanting to help people, what harm am I gonna, obviously there is some harm that could come out of something like that. But what harm are you gonna do by just offering love to people who hurt you? Or by, really showing that you are a different person over whatever happened before? You know what I mean? Stuff like that, like the overall destination or like level for you isn't different, but like maybe like the destination is different, but like it's not like one thing is going to get you here and another thing is going to get you all the way up here. It's, both things are going to get you all the way up here, but like it just depends on if you're going to be on this one or if you're going to be on this one. They're both going to be up here. They're both going to get up all the way up to the top. But it just depends on if you're going to be on this one or if you're going to be on this one now. You know what I mean? Like they're both going up all the way to the top. You're going up to the top. You've done the work. You've made sure that you've done stuff to the point of, you've done the work. you've done the work. You found some type of wisdom in it. You found some type of something within it, within yourself, within your craft, within your practice, whatever you're doing, but also mostly within yourself, to the point where that you are able to really like look at this in a real, like, objective and like actually helpful way that's not going to get you in trouble, in the sense of like doing the wrong things and not focusing where you're supposed to focus, you know, doing things wrong in the eyes of spirit and your guides and all that. But that is all I am seeing for you guys today. I really appreciate you guys for being here, and I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you guys would like to donate to me or tip me, I would like you guys to join me in donating to organizations that are on the ground in Gaza, in Sudan, in the Congo, making sure that people have what they need. You know, make sure you call your representatives or email them. That does help. You know, make sure you are, you know, these boycotts are also helping. There's a current boycott going for McDonald's, Starbucks, and Disney, which are like the big main three that people are doing right now that we can see are hurting from these boycotts. Yeah. And as always, free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan. We will never be free until all of us are free. We have to remember that. Whoever you are, none of us will ever be free until we all are free. I will catch you guys in the next one. I love you guys, and you guys have the day that you guys deserve. I love you guys. Peace.